consenting adults, from the time you do that act, you have agreed.
We have a condom break or something like that. Basically, you're telling me if I stab it up, I gotta grab it up. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me if
What
I
is
gotta
wrong
stab it
with
up, I gotta
you?
grab it up.
Hey YouTube, so we are back, and this is kind of like an impromptu video. We didn't really actually plan to do this, but I saw a post on Facebook, and it was just brought back some things that we had discussed earlier, and I thought it was worth sitting down and having a video about. Anyways, so the post on Facebook, basically, maybe by now I'll have found it. I lost it. I don't know what it is. So if you see it here somewhere, then I found it. If you don't, that means I didn't find it. Okay? Nevertheless, the synopsis of the post is that there is this mother, and 2 weeks into school, son isn't doing well. I guess he'd already gotten in some trouble, whatever, etc. He's just not having a good couple first weeks of school. So she usually would like bombard him with questions and ask him, how's he doing, and da 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 da. And she basically was like, she saw on his face that he was over it. Like, he just wanted her to be quiet. So she internalized and she thought about it, and she was like, yeah, like, maybe children need that space and that time. They just need 20 minutes to themselves to catch themselves, and they need to regroup. And so she basically had a spa night for her son. And I don't want to call it a spa night, but she ran him a bubble bath and gave him a glass of his favorite juice with his snacks on the side, and just kind of let him meditate, and relax. So I had to pull it. So like I pulled your hunter to the side, and I was just like, "What do you think about this?" Because one part of me is like, "This is some real new aged foolishness," and then the next part of me says, "I understand where the mother's coming from, and I get why she did it." But I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think kids do have rough days, and parents when parents have rough days, they do find ways to have an outlet.
Right.
They do those type of stuff, and I think it's pretty noble of her to say to herself, like, I know when I have a rough day, I gotta go to the spa. My son might need a spa.
Yeah, but I guess for me, I can't see it because, yeah, my parents wasn't doing that. Like, you have a hard day, I had a hard day too. Sucks to suck.
Yeah, but he's a child. His days of being hard are about to approach him.
Yeah, but
so
I can't. No. I mean, I understand. Like I understand. Like, giving them that outlet, but the whole running the bath and like giving. I'm sorry. Like, Caribbean parents ain't doing that for you.
That's true.
Like, they ain't doing that. They don't care. Like, your day at school could not have been harder than my day at work. Is basically what they think. Most Caribbean parents. They ain't studying you and that.
I mean, but the thing is, in like, I don't look at it in terms of comparing days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If because from what the post says, it was almost like a week. A week, like, simultaneously. He just been having some rough days or what's not. And at the same time, like, we all went through in school like some similar to that. We just having like terrible weeks, not even days, like terrible weeks. So you gotta kind of put yourself in your child's shoes, and you want to be the parent that you didn't have. I think that's the whole thing about parenting. Everybody wants to be the parent that they didn't have, but you also have to keep the parenting that you did have. You
Right.
have to keep some of the things that you know you didn't like, but shaped you into what you are.
Right.
If you're doing well or doing something positive.
Right. You try to do the things that worked and then not, and do the opposite of the things that didn't work.
Like regarding the positive and disregarding the negative.
Right. Hey, that's a good way to look at it. I just saying, for me personally, I don't know, like, if I'm putting myself in, I obviously, we don't know what the mother was going through, but if I'm putting myself in, I'm looking at it from, like, if I'm putting myself in those shoes, like, based on the context that we have, I don't know if I would do that. Like, you gotta figure that out. And I ain't saying to figure it out, like, oh, like, I don't care. But at the same time, we're not running a bubble bath and having a pity party. Especially if you've been the one that's getting in trouble. Like, that's not about to happen.
I mean, it's like what you say, it's a new age way of parenting or what's not. I don't find it all to be bad, but at the same time, it can have bad effects. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, we know the type of society that we're living in right now, where kids are very mean, and if you pampering, and the thing about that in the fact that that she had a spa for the child or whatever, but what could also be a negative is that she had a spa for a young boy. In our society, we know boys and spas don't really go together until you're a man and you already know, like, your path, your masculinity, like, you know yourself, like, if you're gay or if you're ain't gay. You know what I mean? At that point there, you kind of like just taking care of yourself because you're an adult. You have a lot of stress. You check? Yeah, so you basically just taking care of yourself.
Right.
You taking care of your body because it's weathering down. You know what I'm saying? But as a little boy, you can imagine if he go to school and say that he got a spa, and then the other little boys know that, I don't see my daddy going to get a spa. I don't even see my mommy going to get a spa. And then now, that's a whole new thing for him to be teased about. And some people might say, well, oh, that's not right. Well, if you look at the wall, they burn in the Amazon forest. They're digging and killing everybody and digging in places for oil, regardless of where it is. They have mass shooters. It's not fair right now.
No, the world isn't fair.
The world is not fair right now.
And
So the fact that you have to basically take care of what your child portrays to society for the safeness of his mentality, because he can be teased for things that in the household seems normal, and if you bring it outside, that's almost like you letting people in to your, like your safe space. Your house is supposed to be a safe space.
Right.
So.
I mean, that's very similar. That would be a very similar. We can use an example from Working Moms on Netflix.
Yeah.
Where I don't know the characters' names, so if anybody know, you could drop it down in the comments.
Remember
the one lady, the one mother who's like, she's like obviously a working mom.
Public relations one.
Yeah, who has her own media firm or whatever, and her son calls the other little boy at his school a girl because he has very long hair. He has like very long blonde hair, and then hair like down to hair, and I mean, I understand, I get it, gender fluid, gender normative, those type of things, I understand, right? But what we also have to understand is that everybody doesn't feel that way, and everybody don't live in a house and don't train their children that way. So even what may be normal in your home may not be normal in someone else's home. So that little boy was only saying, he wasn't saying, calling him a girl to be mean. He was calling him a girl because he has really long hair and he knows that girls have long hair. I.e., for him, in his, what is he, like 5? He was like 5 or something?
Yeah, he was
in his 5, yeah, in his 4 or 5-year-old little mind, that's what he has grasped. That's what girls have long hair, boys have short hair. So it wasn't that he was doing it to be. He obviously he's not homophobic. Like he's 4.
Yeah, you
You know,
can't.
like he. It's not like he understands really what gender and fluid and he don't get it. He's just saying that that's what he understands and that's what he knows to be normal. Well, the mother got this big tiff and was all like, "Your son needs to stop," and then the school got in this big tiff about the whole thing, and then the mother had to end up reading her son this book about being nice and everybody's just like, individuals or whatever. And then the little boy goes to school the next day or the day after. Cut the little boy hair off because in his head he's like,
I'm helping you.
I'm helping you because you're a boy and you probably want your hair cut. So, and then the woman ended up getting in trouble, like, for her son. Or the son ended up getting in trouble or whatever and couldn't come back to school until they had somebody, like, evaluate their household. But who said that a woman household wrong? Who said that? Like, because you can't, that's like me comment. This could take it back to a post that, this was posted on Facebook a while ago. I want to say like maybe months ago. When a dad basically posted on Facebook and said that he paints his son's nails. His son really enjoys his nails and toenails to be painted. And he doesn't see anything wrong with it. And basically people need to tell their children to not have anything wrong, to don't see anything wrong with it either, and don't tease his child.
You can't tell people how to see. You can't tell people how to have a perspective. You can't tell people how to interpret things. That's the number one problem with a lot of different situations and scenarios with this world. You can't. You can't tell people what they should and shouldn't like, and you can't tell people what to accept. You can try your best to psychologically manipulate people and try to control them, in which what happens a lot. But you can't tell people what to do, how to like, what to like, and how to feel. Now, with that being said, I hope people don't take what I'm saying wrong, because it goes both ways. You know what I mean? Similar to if somebody is gay, you can't tell them how to feel. You know what I mean? And then if somebody, hey, they don't like gays, you can't tell them how to feel, you know? But as long as no harm is coming your way, then no harm, no foul. Like, you just can't,
right, that's like
ridicule people.
That's like the Dave Chappelle, I haven't watched it yet, but when he said, I saw the quote this afternoon, or when I was actually just putting time to sleep, and it was basically saying that there's 2 major issues with the world. One, that we think that if I don't agree with you, then I have to hate or fear you.
Exactly.
And, or you're, whatever it is. And 2 is that if I like you or if I love you, that means I have to agree with everything that you say.
Exactly.
And neither one of those, and I agree with him, both those 2 things are fucking fallacies. Because I can respect someone for how they live and who they love and those sort of things, but not agree with it.
Yeah.
That there's 2 different things.
And I think the biggest thing what he was trying to land in that little quote alone is that just because I agree with one thing you do,
right,
that doesn't mean I agree with every single thing that you do. It's just that simple, bro. You know what I mean? Like Trump. If he does one thing good, that don't necessarily mean, hey, I'm a Trump supporter, I down with Trump. Nah, fam. The man do one good thing, give him my props. If he do something good, just give him my... I ain't saying the man do anything good enough. I just saying when he does come around to do something good,
right? He's done not all of his policies have been bad.
I mean, he gives the Virgin Islands money, so that's why he do good. In my opinion, he gave us the money that we worked for.
Put on hold on.
You see,
that's because of Puerto Rico and their unrest.
True that, but basically, the point is that Dave Chappelle is like an iconic leader right now. I watch his comedy on Netflix and it was perfect. And it was brilliant. I also watched... You need to watch it. I watched some of the stuff that people say about him. And everybody trying to make it seem like he's trying to divide. Nah, fam. He's trying to allow you to find humor in all of the differences that we have. especially the differences between the alphabet group. That's what he's trying to show you, you know. Even with the alphabet group, you don't say anything bad about them. Exactly. See, even when I tell you that, just me telling you that alone, already done like, oh, okay, I think I know who those guys are.
And I'm but, like that, but that's a bad. I didn't.
A bad stigma.
Yeah, it's a bad stereotype because.
But is what they give. If you say anything about them, they'll come at you. Well, if you was a celebrity, you know, celebrity. So it really don't matter what we say. But
I mean, people are still gonna find issues with this video and this post, so it don't make no difference.
Well, no, that's not a problem. Like
that's what I mean. But that's what of course.
Voice your opinion. Cuss if you want. Like knock yourself out. Like nobody's stopping you. You have a Facebook page. You check YouTube channel. Feel free to voice yourself. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? It's like you live in a world and you live in a country where you have freedom of speech.
Right.
Ain't nobody stopping you. If you don't like something we say, you go ahead and say. You know what I mean? We don't.
Right, of course.
I know. I personally don't think like, oh, you just don't like us. Nah, fam. Like you just find.
You just have a difference of opinion, and that's completely
that's
fine. Like I have differences of opinion with a lot of my friends and on different topics, and that's completely fine. You agree to disagree, and you move forward. I mean, but people who want to take things personal because nobody that's where it gets a little murky in the waters because nothing is personal. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. But people take something that you say as a personal attack against them, and that's not the case either.
Well, that's all an interpretation too. So if somebody feel like it was a personal attack, then that's
right. But how can anything be a personal attack if you didn't talk about anybody in particular?
Some people kind of feel like if they comfort wear it, but also if a lot of the things you saying line up with who that person is, that's why they say what did they say? The guilty person.
Oh, empty barrels make the most noise?
No. That's about people that are just being loud and belligerent for no reason. It's like when you're guilty, you're going to basically fess up to it without even being pointed at.
Oh, I know the saying that you're talking about, but I don't remember what it is.
Yeah. But
I mean, we on a complete tangent at this point.
No, I think we on the right place where we need to be. Like Dave, if you didn't watch that Dave Chappelle episode, you need to watch it. Like you need to watch it.
I'm gonna go watch it.
Like you need to watch it. You check because it is like all over the place. It's being covered by a lot of news. You know what I mean? And people are, and he said it on the stage. He's not supposed to say these things, but people will make it.
Because it's not PC. It's not politically correct.
It's his opinion and it's his show.
Right? No, I understand, but he's saying that he ain't supposed to say because it's not PC. And we're such a PC. Country at this point that it's like anything that is not that you shouldn't say
and he right
is a problem.
He right because they're drying out the whole humor, like everything about comedians, they're drying it out, bro. Like
they're supposed to talk about things that are taboo.
Exactly.
I mean, but Tiffany Haddish, her series that she has going on Netflix.
Oh, they ready? That's
yeah. That's also a really good series too. I mean, but she takes it from the point of view of female comedians. So you have a bunch of female comedians that aren't very well known, or at least I didn't know them anyways. And she's basically giving them a platform, and a lot of them talk about things that are very taboo that they shouldn't talk about, or that people would think are stigmas or whatever the case may be.
But I think it's a lot different.
No, I ain't saying that it's the same. I'm just saying that.
No, you're right. They do touch, but they touch on those stuff in terms of touching on things that you can talk about. Like, you can talk about your life. That's your life.
True.
They talked about their life.
Yeah, they talk about their experiences.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle ain't do that. He talk about what's happening.
So that means I clearly have to go watch it.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. He talk about what's happening. Let me show you what he touch on. He touch on the fact that he don't believe that Michael Jackson is that what they say that Michael Jackson do, he did. He said that straight up. He don't believe that. And that's just his opinion. He said it before he said that too. Mm-hmm. It's his opinion. He don't think that he do that. He also talk about the R. Kelly situation. And he said he definitely believe that dude do it. Exactly. So it's like it's not a bias. It's not like a. It's not like a.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
I saw him
I'm
say
making
he
sure.
don't really believe
Yeah,
it.
ain't like a fight to like protect black people. Nah, the man really telling you like it had stuff about the man showing that this is what a man to do. So why put all of this past him, you know? And don't get me wrong, I ain't trying to put nobody in a bad spot that they already in. But I just saying like,
They're already in.
yeah, they already in it. So I just saying like that's and then he talk about, you know, he speak on different things. He even make a perfect point which a lot of people speaking about in the fact that they have like this department when you doing a TV show and when he was doing the Chappelle show, they tell him he can't say faggot on the television.
Yeah.
So, you know, he said the lady is always nice, the lady that's in charge of the whole department, and she called him in and he went in to sit with her, and you know, of course she always fair and she always cool and she always nice. So basically she tell him like, Dave, you can't say faggot on television, and he was like, okay, but why? So she was all like, well, you're not one. And so he was like, all right, okay. And then halfway when he was walking out the door, he turned to her and he said, let me ask you a question. So she like, sure, you know, go ahead. She like, so he like, so why can I say nigger on the TV? And she was kind of quiet. You know, she was kind of like, well, you know. And he was like, because I'm not a nigger. Like, so why can I say that on the TV as well?
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
why the hell else I mean?
because technically the definition of like what white people use nigger for is a black person. So technically he black. So technically he's a nigger.
No.
No.
No, we are not niggers. Don't.
Well, I ain't a nigger. I don't let a word. I'm just saying.
No, technically we're not niggers. No type of technicalities are we.
Saying,
I just telling you. Let's clarify it now. We are not niggers. You know, it's a condescending word.
Of course.
The same way how.
Cracker is a condescending word.
Exactly.
He's supposed to say none of these words.
Exactly.
So
it's just it's like I'm not that condescending word, you know.
Right.
So and that's why he was able to take like, okay, you can't say faggot. All right, cool, because I guess faggot is a condescending word to gay people, you know, in which by rights, that's by rights. You can't tell people how, you know.
Right, what word makes them feel.
But what he was trying to prove to them is like there's a high protection.
There's a double standard when it comes to
Yeah.
LGBTQ community rights versus minority rights.
But
or
at
black
the
people,
same,
if you
but
want.
at the same time, you know what I mean? Like that's just what it is, and that's why they say you can't talk about them, you know, because
I mean,
what's not. But
you can talk about them, but I think there's a large amount of that community that I guess they feel like they've been done wrong so long. I guess I see, and that's it. Listen,
but
I
done
can't.
wrong from who?
I guess from the world, from the straight community, from the general population. I guess I don't know how you're supposed to say this. So anybody in the LGBTQ community that is watching this, you could come down in the comments and leave us know exactly how this conversation actually is supposed to be had.
Or how you feel.
Yeah, or how you feel like the conversation should be had. Because this is coming from two obviously heterosexual people that don't necessarily. Now, I have quite a few homosexual friends and you know, and stuff like that. So
family members and
I would just say like
love
family
them.
members.
They're the best people.
Facts.
Yeah, very very very
but
nice people.
Yeah, like so I don't understand how, because it feels like every time you bring up the conversation, if you're not on their side, then it's a problem.
And that's that. I think
that's the main thing. So
it's like you could never learn from them.
I don't think that you could learn from them, but they
Okay,
don't. I don't think
never.
they can learn. I don't think and let me not say they. Some of them, there's a core group that are like, if you're not learning from them, I don't think they really want to learn from you.
You mean like if you ain't joining them?
No, not joining them, but if you ain't okay. So if you sitting down with them and they're trying to explain to you like, your view, like their views on how they feel, on what they think, and etc., right? And as a black person, my usual commentary would be, well, nobody has been more oppressed
black people.
Black people. Like, this is 400 years.
Mm-hmm.
But they would
compare that. And
yeah, but they would want to argue that topic that that's not the case, that it's equal.
I stand firm on that word. That does not equal out. I apologize for however you feel or
no. I'm just saying
that does not equal.
I'm just saying, but
not you. To the person, whoever may feel.
But a lot of them do feel like it's
plight ain't bad.
Right, they just feel like no, but they feel like it's equal. Like, so they like it's a two plights that can meet and that can be met together. And I don't think so. Like, and I'm not, obviously nobody's weighing like
you're supposed to weigh those type of
you
stuff.
know,
like those stuff are not to be weighed.
But if we have to weigh them, like, because you can then say, oh, but yes, this is here, and like, you know, like, you just can't. It can't. Furthermore, and this is when, like, I know some people will get into the topic of like, well, you were born like I not me. I'm just saying some people. I don't know you were going there. Like, there's a lot of people that believe that there's no such thing as like being born gay, right? And a lot of people think that it's a choice. I personally don't think that. I think that some people make the choice, but I think a lot of people, it is something that you know from, you know, a very early age.
This is crazy because this argument goes back to like when we first meet.
Yeah, no.
Like when we first meet and we were like really going at it inside of that car in front of my grandmother's house. Like, that's crazy. Because we still at the same place. Like, I do not agree with what the hell she just said. I don't agree with it. Because I saw a post the other day that's very controversial that says, but it makes so much sense. It says, simply put, it takes a straight person to make a gay person. Like, gay people rely on straight people.
How?
Because that's like, it's almost like that's how you basically would populate the gays, because you be converting straight people.
My head just hurt. Yeah. Your hand said.
It was a post. It wasn't my post. It was a post. A post that made me think.
This video about to be interesting.
I mean, I don't have no bias against
I know you don't know. I just saying like, so but when I back to my point, right, with that is people that feel that way or that have that thought process, right, or that opinion, would be like, there's no way that you could compare the two plights because I didn't choose to be black. Like, ain't no place that it's going. Like, unless you
can't really do that. You real high color. Man, real blacks.
Anyways, but yeah, like, ain't going no place. Versus, you know, people would say that's a choice. So the people who believe that that's a choice and that are black would have that would be their argument. You check? I don't argue that because I don't necessarily think that. I just still obviously don't think that the plights are the same. Furthermore, I mean, hey, being a black woman, like, I really, really, really low down on the totem pole because you have two things that are going against you. You're black and you're a woman. And those are two, like,
I believe that's
you have zero say.
I believe that's the real plight that's happening in the world right now that we should really, like, you know, kind of like look at, you know, as a people, not just black people, like, because women are being, you know, in check.
I mean, like, the fact that Congress and men, which is the majority of them, feel that they can have a say on what women do with their bodies and their reproductive organs.
That's another thing that Dave Chappelle touched on. You gotta watch that. He touched on that as well. And you want to know what? I don't know why, but I agree with a lot of the things he said.
What did he say about that?
He said that you guys are 100% right. You should have the right to do what you want with your body. Yes, it's your organ. So, therefore, hence,
some dumb.
In addition, we should have right to abandon El Youth if we feel so, because it's our money, it's our life as well. And we didn't make that choice.
Bro.
That's crazy. So you guys can have a choice, but we can't have a choice. So if I turn to you and I say,
first of all, this video get completely off topic.
It's fine. You split it into 2 different sections. Matter of fact, I see longer videos than that on YouTube, and people will watch it. They gonna watch this. They like this type of stuff. But listen, so put it this way: if I come to you and I tell you, bam, we about to have, let's say, our next child. You saying I want this child, I telling you, nah, me ain't trying to get another one. I ain't really trying to go through all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you say, well, I gonna do it with or without you. Why should I still have to pay child support? If you tell me you can do it with or without me, how do I still have to pay child support?
You are nowhere. I don't see how men can make that argument. Mm-hmm. Because at the point in which, right, like all adults, mm-hmm. consenting adults, let's put it that way, because we have the whole Me Too movement. All consenting adults.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Have come to the conclusion, and they know in their head how children are made. Okay? You know how children are made. So when 2 people, consenting adults, from the time you do that act, you have agreed.
We have a condom break or something like that. Basically, you're telling me if I stab it up, I gotta grab it up. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me if I gotta stab it up, I gotta grab it up. No, man.
What is wrong with you? We're done. This video is done.
No, I just saying,
this video is done. Oh my gosh.
That's basically what you're saying. But hey, I can't disagree with you to 100%.
So my point exactly, right, is
but
that
you can't see that women are supposed to have a choice, or men supposed to have a choice.
No, because at the point in which you made that decision, at the point in which you made the decision,
I can tell people gonna hate me about this challenge because I don't know. I just
at the point in which you made the decision to do the act is where you consented to whatever happens afterwards.
Wow.
Same.
So then that's like saying if a woman, if me and a woman is inside of a room. Matter of fact, if me and you inside a room, cause I ain't trying to put myself in any problem. I say. So if me and you inside of a room and you strip naked, and in my mind I saying it's go time. And I put on the press and I went for go time. And then after a while you say, well, I didn't want this, so then it's rape.
Yeah, because no is no at any given point.
But at the point that I begin to stabbing,
yeah, but why? But she still has the right. Everybody still has the right to say no.
Oh my goodness! No! I talking about it's all done. It's all said and done.
What?
It's done. Like we done having sex and everything. Don't think about it like if we ain't even together.
So you talking about after that completely?
Yeah.
So after that completely, and then she wake up the next morning and was like, "Nah, I don't believe that that's rape. Nope. I can't agree with that."
No, nobody wasn't drugged. Everybody was
right. I mean, like we're talking about
in this scenario.
You were a consenting adult the night when you did, and then you wake up and you had regrets. That's a regret. That's not no
really a rape.
No,
you know, it all
unless you were drunk or something like that, and like you really didn't consent, and
or probably like you were scared and he beat you up and make you do it, and so then you just do it so you don't get beat up anymore. Or
right. That's rape. That's
I ain't trying to.
That's rape.
Like we all.
I'm talking about consenting.
Exactly.
You were two consenting adults, like somebody, like you meet somebody at a club. You went.
The club is drinking, so. Hey.
Okay, so then how do you wait, but pause. So then the question would be, what about if both people are drunk?
Whoa.
So like obviously because you just said clubs is drinking. Mm-hmm. So both people in the club, they're drinking, they're having a good time. Oh, like back home, you're in a jam, everybody feeling nice. You see the girl, you dance with her, you decide that you going home. You go home, the two are you drunk? Or tipsy, nice, feel it, whatever. and then you guys, you guys get it on, you do, and more people wake up the next morning. Can the man say that he was raped? I'm just curious.
You can't say, well, you can, you have the ability to, but then you say you're raped and you look like a clown.
Yeah, but I just say, but what if the woman was the one that actually took advantage of the guy?
Then you go home with a double in your pocket, big dog. Where you going? I'm sorry, my son. I can't be the. Hey, you wanna know what it says? Like this is like I on Facebook the other day.
You always hitting me.
I apologize. You know it just be like a top, like he was my boy. What you saying?
All the time.
But I was watching Redman, and he was talking about the fact that people give him a voice, and then Redman is basically like I guess you could say local Facebook celebrity for the Virgin Islands. You know what I mean? That's what the man get. He will train a chicken bone and a tire hit into his car, and he say some funny stuff. And I know the man pretty popular, but he'll be speaking on a lot of decent stuff.
Facts.
But basically, he was saying the other day that you have all these people that will be telling him what to say and like that things are wrong and this and that. But those same people are the one that basically recognizing and pointing out to him that you have the voice for the Virgin Islands and right. you the kind of speak for us in a sense. So it's like, if I have so much power, why would I let you you know what I mean?
You tell me what if I ain't gonna
say. Yeah, so it was kind of funny, and I was watching that and I was just laughing because it's like, the man is right, you know what I mean? If you gonna instill and entrust all of this power to me, then trust! You know what I'm Trust all the way. You just gotta leave it be whatever it is, my son. If you're going to trust the man that much to give him that type of power, you check. And he name off a few other things, but I ain't trying to like name off those negative things, because a lot of the things that the man be talking about and doing,
facts,
is positive stuff.
Right? No, like he's literally always about like empowerment.
So I really don't care about like
empowerment
things.
of like the black community and the Virgin Islands community. I'm basically saying that he don't care about anybody else.
Yep.
Like, some people are like, oh, well, why would you say that? Because it's true. Like, you gotta care about your community first before you could do anything about anybody else on. Like, you got, like, the saying is like, you have to come from a clean house before you could go out and try to clean anybody else on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta make sure that your closet clean, your tidy up.
Facts. What? That's just what it is. And with that being said, I am not the type of person to be in that type of role. You check. I had to tell stories. I had to tell Nancy stories to keep the youths in, just subconsciously in line, And I used to do that for about 7 years of my life, and I loved it, and I miss it so much now. But I'm about to be back on the grind, even up here in Arizona, so yeah, about to be nice. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't know what I was.
For the most part,
because I don't know what I was.
Nah, you got cut stuff. But for the most part, yeah, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. We really, like, drag this. Like, we bounce from a lot of topics.
Yeah, I think I can cut this in half. So you probably will see, like, a part
You might not
one.
even have to cut it in half. I bet if you just put it up, people gonna watch it. It probably gonna get more views because it's talking about a lot of controversial stuff. Don't forget, guys. Go and watch the Dave Chappelle thing. It is great. Don't worry about if you're this, if you're that. Trust me, it's funny, man. It's funny, and it's called Sticks and Stones. So it's basically talking about, you know what I mean? Like, don't just get hot from words. Yeah, words is words. You check, like it's
we
about
could bring that
stuff.
back. That words is words. Gonna bring that back to the first topic that we come on to talk about that little boy. Your children.
I don't think we should talk about that any longer. I think that's a done deal, because if you go back to the man with the nail polish on top of your youth man hand, you know what I mean?
I just saying, like, parents who, if you decide that that's how y'all,
you don't do that and then send the man out into the wall and think nobody ain't gonna ridicule him.
Without telling him,
your youth.
No, but if you gonna do that, that's completely fine to you. But you also have to let him know, and you gotta build up his self-confidence enough that he gonna know that, okay, yeah, well, I do this and this is how my family does it. Because people are listen, you can't tell me or tell any other parent how to raise their child just like how they can't tell you how to raise yours. Mm-hmm. So nobody ain't come to you and tell you, oh, well, you need to tell your child to stop wearing nail polish. No. But you also ain't gonna tell me to tell my child that he have to think that that's normal. or that he have to think that it's okay. Because in his house it's not. Because if he come home and he asks to do it, he gonna get tell no.
Hey, watch her right.
That's just like Sabi coming to me asking me if she wants shave her head. No. For what? You don't have a palm.
I don't agree with it either, but if she find out how to shave her damn head, she'll be dealing with the consequences on her own. So that means when she go out into the world and people calling her bald head and nappy head and skin fade and having a little on the top of her head, I'll be there slapping her right there and you should have never done it. Who sent you?
But seriously, like, I mean, unless like it's like you're old, she's old enough to like understand it, like it's like a style that she wants to put in. Anything like
my little sister right now, she got a whole flaming Cheeto hot head.
Her hair is fire though. Cute.
You're right, just fire. It look like fire. That's exactly what it look like.
Kimura, shout out. You cute.
It look like pure fire, my girl.
It cute.
I know if it look bad or if it look good, but it look like fire. It definitely will get my attention.
It cute.
So you might be doing something good.
But I'm just saying, but if you want like something like that, but or like you no, just no. Just saying no.
As I say, go watch the Dave Chappelle on Netflix. It's needed to be watched by especially people in the US, by our peers, just so you could kind of, because then it'll give you an understanding of certain things in a sense, you know, and you know what you can't say and what you can't say. You know, like as a straight person looking from the outside, because I'm not, like I'm a straight person looking from the outside, so how can I speak on their plight and how they feel,
right,
and different things like that. But
we're gonna put a disclaimer to the first of this video too, because
you can put a disclaimer if you want.
I'm going to. Anyways,
that would be a good idea, so people will try, but I'm fine with it.
Anyways, but yeah, so this video has been long enough.
Let me do it. Alright, kids, so this is what we gotta do. So tell your friends to follow, like, subscribe in any way possible. We have a Facebook page right now going out at Magnitude1. You could follow, you could like. Right now we've been building like crazy. We had a benchmark to reach 100 in 1 week, and we end up with over 300 and something likes and follows, which is great. So we thank you guys for following us and liking us, and what's not, well, following and liking Shalia. I am just a feature every once in a while. Also, we'd like you to like and subscribe to the channel. Like the videos if you like them. If not, please leave a comment. Even if it's a bad comment, leave the comment. You try
comment down below. Let's have a conversation.
Simple.
I don't reply back. I try to reply back really quickly.
And if you have topics that you would like us to touch on, or like her to touch on, you check. Just let it come.
I think that you'd like to see us do. I mean, we're really open to. We're really open to, you know, like. We're open to kind of whatever a little bit.
Wait, that's one of the wrong signals in these rough times. Right? See? But listen.
I mean, like pranks, things that you want to see us do.
You don't want to play that game with me.
Challenges, questions, those type of things.
Challenges, questions, topics. Pranks. You don't want to play that game with me. You're going to have a rough time.
Anyways, yeah, so we are... I want to let you guys know, if you guys made it to the end of this video.
They're going to make it.
We... So for our 100th subscriber on this channel, we're going to do a giveaway, and I will announce what the giveaway is going to be when we reach 80. When we reach 80, I will announce what the giveaway is going to be. So...
But we're not 79?
Yeah.
That's one more.
Anyways, as I said, when we reach 80, I'll let you guys know what the giveaway is going to be. And... that's going to get us to 100 so we can do the giveaway, and it's going to be really awesome. I'm going to think of some really cool stuff to put in the giveaway. Might have, and I'm going to do one on the Facebook page as well for the 500th subscriber or follower, whatever it's called. But yes, so as I said, well, as Johanse said, like, comment, subscribe, leave us your thoughts, let us know what you think. And we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.